All right, so we're rolling. So here's my health presentation. I'm doing the importance of basic nutrition. This will be for any high school class, grades 9 through 12. So I got my four roommates here to watch my presentation. I told them to ask questions as they have them if they have anything. But like I said, my presentation is on the importance of basic nutrition. Any high school health class, this could be incorporated in. So. All right, so first off, obviously really straightforward, healthy eating. There's a lot when we can look at this, there's a lot of different ways you can break it down. As I go on, obviously everything's gonna be based off of healthy eating, treating your body right, fueling it right, everything that you need in order to maximize, a happy, healthy life. So in the healthy eating here, a couple things I wanna touch on. So obviously we got the basic food groups. So we got fruits, vegetables, grains, protein, and dairy. Pretty much everybody's all aware of those, but it's always important to keep those right up there. You can look down this picture below. Obviously, if you're unfamiliar with some of the things that go into certain food groups, we got dairy, so milk, cheeses, yogurts, anything like that, or vegetables, so like your leafy greens, your broccoli, your cabbage, asparagus, things like that, or fruits. You got apples, oranges, bananas, all sorts of berries, everything like that. Your grains. So mainly a big thing that comes to mind is your breads, your whole wheats, your half wheats and stuff like that. Cereal, pasta, all huge in the grain group. And then your protein. So we're gonna be really heavy in the meat area. You're gonna be your fish, your nuts. You got stuff like beans and whatnot. So going off the 5 food groups, have a wide variety, right? One of the big things is people might be getting their number of calories or might be feeling full after a meal, but how many food groups did they touch on? That's a huge thing, especially in college. The stuff that we eat, it's really only touching on probably 2 or 3 of those, definitely not all 5. And that doesn't matter what stage of life you're in, always very important to have a wide variety of the 5 food groups. I'm going off that caloric intake. So caloric intake is different for everybody. That's based off your height, your weight, and your activity level. So someone that's younger and very active and it's smaller like me versus someone that's older, not very active and maybe a little heavier, the caloric intake is going to look a lot different. And like when I put that with activity levels, because those go hand in hand. Again, if you have a kid that is doing sports every day, day in, day out, they're going to need a lot more calories to be able to refuel themselves and be able to perform at the top level. Or if you look at like college athletes and stuff like that, they need to be able to replenish and fuel themselves for their competitions. So eating healthy versus eating unhealthy costs. One thing I just want to break down is, especially another thing looking at the college lens here, eating healthy versus unhealthy, it costs a lot to eat healthy. So as far as money, if you're going to the store, you're spending $4 or $5 on a tin of berries. Obviously, it doesn't go very far, and that's the unfortunate thing about it is it's very easy to eat unhealthy because it's so cheap. And bring this back up here. What's your code?
4255.
4255. Oops.
No, it's the other one.
4255.
Go to the very right one, though.
Oh, this one. All right, sorry about that. So, eating healthy versus unhealthy, like I said, through the college lens, looks a lot different. You look at something like McDonald's, very cheap, very easy to do. And you look at, like I said, if you're going to eat healthy, usually that means buying a lot of separate foods like your meats, your vegetables, and stuff like that, maybe making a casserole or something like that. So I just want to look at that because a lot of people don't realize is, in a country like this, it is so much easier to eat unhealthy because it's so much more available and it's just cheaper, especially when you're in college like this. Obviously we want the most bang for our buck because it's college, right? So going off that too is nutrition labels, just being familiar with what you're putting into your body, what you're buying from where, and all things like that, and knowing how to read it, knowing what they mean. Not just being able to look at it, but being able to look at it and take away some things from it. And supplements. I wanted to incorporate this with healthy eating because, there's always a big debate. Should you have supplements? Should you not have supplements? Supplements are great. They're kind of like an insurance policy. They're meant for, you know, insurance. They can act like an insurance policy because let's say you miss one of those food groups and you're not getting the amount of protein. Boom, you have some supplements. That's how it can act as an insurance policy, and you should cover for that. But that's where it's very important, like I said, to have a wide variety of food groups. But if not, supplements are a great way to counter that and be able to cover and still get all the nutrition you need. So. All right, so secondly, goes hand in hand with proper eating is proper hydration. So a recommended amount is 6 to 8 ounces glasses of water a day. Water is the most underrated drink you could have. The amount of things that it does for you is crazy. And what goes along with that is proper electrolyte intake, especially when you're looking at sports performance and things like that. Very, very important to keep those electrolytes up, and especially with something like water. If you get Gatorade and things like that, yes, they're sugary drinks, but that can fill you up a lot faster by getting those electrolytes in you. Where water does not have that. So going into sports competition piece, like I said, replenish before, during, and after physical activity. You want to go in hydrated, you want to stay hydrated, and you want to come out hydrated. Some people either drink lots before and then don't drink any during. Some people drink nothing before and then everything after. So it's just really important to make sure we're hitting all aspects of that. After that, so just kind of the importance of proper hydration, because everybody just thinks, just being hydrated, I just want to be able to pee clear. That's not really what we're going for. Yes, that's important, but looking in a bigger lens, the amount of things it does for you, like I said, water is the most underrated drink there is. People don't understand what that can do for you. Just some of the key aspects. Yes, regulates your body temperature, keeps your joints lubricated, prevents infections, delivers nutrients to the cells, keeps your organ functions properly, everything doing what it should, and most importantly, sleep quality. That's one thing that people overlook too, is if you're hydrated, improves your sleep quality, because what that does is that affects your overall mood. So cognitively, you're more on the ball, you're more with it, you're in a better overall mood, which then comes around to affect your sleep quality, because if you're good cognitively, that affects your sleep, and all that starts with water. And just some things going off that, just a couple of did you knows, and again, things to look out for. Water makes up 60% of your body composition, helps make brain to make hormones and neurotransmitters to transport signals, helps with the tissue and cell membranes to remain moist, helps deliver oxygen to our bodies all around with many different functions. That goes back to the organs that I talked about, acts as an internal shock absorber for our bodies, helps produce saliva, which aids digestion. So just a couple facts out there, again, to reinforce how important water is. And again, so just some ways to kind of, if you think you're not hitting that proper amount of 6 to 8 glasses a day, or if you're kind of short in the hydration level, just some kind of pointers. Try keeping a water bottle around you at all times. Set a reminder to drink. Some people think that's foolish to say, but it's really not. Eat more fruits and vegetables, because the more you eat, especially with fruits and vegetables, that makes you thirsty. And then just try sparkling water. If you're having too much water and you're getting tired of the boring flavor, it's okay to change it up and have something like flavored water, sparkling water, because that stuff's sugar free as well. So you're still getting the pros without the cons. All right, so again, everything's kind of trickling off one another. I wanted to talk about this. So eating for exercise and sports. We're gonna watch this YouTube video. It's very short, just over 2 minutes. And then I'm just gonna talk about some of the key points that they emphasized, and then these diagrams I have here. So.
Individuals, there's no substitute or supplement for a well-balanced diet. Good nutrition is key for overall health and athletic performance, improved recovery from exercise, preventing early fatigue and potential injury, and achieving the best results from your workout. Nutrition is just as important as physical training for athletes and for active individuals. However, it is important to remember that no one diet plan is going to work for everyone. Every athlete has unique energy needs and goals. Endurance athletes should rely mostly on carbohydrates for long-term energy. Proper carbohydrate intake before, during, and after endurance events can improve performance and enhance recovery. Carbohydrates also provide energy for quick bursts of energy, such as with sprinting. So what kinds of carbohydrates are best? Choose minimally processed grains, such as cereals, pasta and rice, fruit, dairy, and starchy vegetables, such as potatoes, corn, or peas. All are good choices for healthy carbohydrates. Protein intake is also very important for athletes and active individuals. Protein is important to repair muscles that have been damaged during exercise and to build lean body mass. Getting enough protein and the timing of protein intake is important for both endurance and strength athletes. Healthy choices of proteins include fish, chicken and turkey, lean meats, dairy, and vegetable proteins like soy. Proper hydration is also important to prevent fatigue and recovering from exercise. Even a slight amount of dehydration in an athlete can cause a significant decrease in athletic performance. Focus on consuming fluid throughout the entire day to ensure adequate hydration. Consume water or sports drinks every 15 to 20 minutes during exercise, and be sure to rehydrate after exercise. To schedule a consultation with an Ohio State sports medicine dietitian, call 614.
Okay, so just a couple things. Thought that was a nice little short video. Touches on everything I've talked about. Two key things I want to talk about that is when she talks about diet plan. You can tell the way she's going with that is demographics, right? You know, if someone that's, like I mentioned earlier, older and overweight, they're not going to be on the same diet plan as someone that's my age, 20, and is highly active. You know, your metabolism level's not the same. Your body composition is not the same. All those things are factors, your age, everything. So it's important to take in demographics. Another thing I want to touch on is with sports and performance is, you know, it's what are you going for? It's like what you talk about the marathon runners, you know, do you need to be fueled for a long period of time, or do you need to be fueled for a short period of time but very high level? And that's the thing is what she touched on is with the running and things like that is you're going to need to fuel for a long time, but not necessarily at the highest level. But in certain other cases, it could be a very short time at a very high level. Just these diagrams just show some things, especially common among athletes. Shows the quality of the food, the energy drink, and bars. It's all kind of mixed together. They're just popular snacks among athletes, and then it shows the absorbability. So the higher it is, the better the quality, and the higher it is down, or the farther over it is down here, the more absorbability it is. So you got things like your GU packets. You got your breads, your cheese, you got your candy, which is obviously can be low because it's not good quality food. You got your bananas, stuff like that. It's all higher up. It's more absorbability. So, and then another thing is everyday eating healthy with good sports nutrition equals your best. And that's just important. I want to put that up there because it's not always about the training. It's about the eating too. Everything goes together. The eating is just as important in the training. So that's why I want to touch on this. All right, and just lastly, just tools and resources to help fulfill proper nutrition. These are all very basic things. We've heard about these since we're in 4th, 5th grade and beyond. So you got things like My Plate, which simply just breaks down those 5 major food groups. You got your fruits, vegetables, protein, grains, and dairy. And the way it breaks it up is about how much of each you should have. So now you can see the amount of vegetables you have is going to be more than the amount of protein you should have. Protein, fruits can be about the same, and grains are going to be a little bit more. And then your dairy, should always have dairy daily. And then again, food pyramid, that's just another way of how it breaks it down. Your foods and your high sugar drinks and that, your fatty foods are at the top, and your quality stuff like your vegetables, your whole wheats and stuff like that are at the bottom. And this breaks it down and kind of tell you how much you should have of that and things that fit into those food groups, just kind of options you can have. Calorie trackers, we've all used sites where you track what your caloric intake should be, which I talked about earlier, and that bases it off your height, your weight, your physical activity, and all that stuff. So those are all just great 3 resources, and then I put up some sites here too that are very quality sites if you ever want to research and find some better ways for yourself and better habits. You got nutrition.gov, USDA.gov, choosemyplate.gov, and the CDC. All have great resources and links on there for you to just be able to personalize and find the information that you need. But that is everything for me. Appreciate you guys tuning in. By the looks of it, it doesn't seem like anybody has questions. No? Okay, perfect. So that's a wrap. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.